Hunter Biden is receiving a blanket presidential pardon from his father, despite previous comments from Joe Biden suggesting that he would not shield his son from federal prosecutions or prison time. NBC 10 political reporter Matt Pritchard live in Newton Forest. Matt, how are political players here in the Bay State reacting to this news?
Well, Corey, it's a bit of a mixed bag. Of course, there are those who feel like this is out of step with President Biden's presidential powers, while others say it's certainly in line with the president coming to the end of his term. A Sunday surprise.
It's an unfettered right.
It's just incredulous.
Stirring up reaction from Democrats and Republicans alike. President Biden granting his son Hunter a sweeping pardon, described as full and unconditional, keeping the younger Biden away from prison time in both his gun crimes conviction and tax crimes guilty plea.
Just not surprised. This is typical of what this administration has been about.
A Massachusetts Republican sounding off on the move.
All we've heard about for months from Biden as well as from his press secretary was that he would not pardon Hunter, that no one is above the law, including his son.
A Democrat sharing a different view.
He was only prosecuted by the efforts of his father's political enemies in order to harm the re-election efforts of Joe Biden.
Now, Congresswoman Ayanna Pressley recognizing those factors while calling on President Biden to, quote, consider pardons for those in federal custody with unjustified sentencing disparities. Now, Congressman Auchincloss looking past Biden's final days in office, writing, quote, the president's pardon of his son will make it more challenging for Democrats to counter future actions of the incoming Trump administration. A controversial decision that has many asking what comes next.
This is just the tip of the iceberg.
You can go through this process differently if you've got the right connections.
Now, President-elect Donald Trump also reacting on his Truth Social account to this action from President Biden, asking whether or not the current commander-in-chief would extend this same courtesy to January 6th rioters, people that he described as hostages, and calling all of this a miscarriage of justice. In Newton Center, Matt Pritchard, NBC 10 Boston.
All right, Matt, thank you. Let's go ahead and bring back in NBC 10 Boston political commentator Sue O'Connell. Sue, hardly the first controversial pardon from the president. What were some others that divided D.C.?
How much time do you have, Corey? Right?
About 20 minutes.
All right, controversial pardons and sentence commutations. Don't forget those. Every president grants them on their way out, and there are always 1, 2, 3, 5 or so that cause outrage. Outgoing President Trump, when he was in last time in 2020, he pardoned Roger Stone, Michael Flynn, Steve Bannon, and Charles Kushner. That's his son-in-law's father. In 2016, President Obama commuted Chelsea Manning's sentence. 2001, President Bill Clinton pardoned his brother, Roger Clinton. And President George H.W. Bush, he pardoned 6 Reagan administration members for their role in what was the Iran-Contra affair. I could go on, but I don't have the time, Corey.
All right, Sue, so among the concerns some Democrats are expressing is now that Biden has done this, Trump is going to use it as a justification to do whatever he wants with the Justice Department. You buying that? You think this has any sort of impact on how Trump acts once he's back in office?
Has anything had any impact on Trump and how he acts? No, because Trump has demonstrated to the world. He did it in his first term that he pays no mind to tradition, to norms, or to the rule of law in a regular, even the Constitution, right? The only reason he didn't break more things in his first term is that there were people there who were there to say no to him. And as Trump enters his second term, he's got that Supreme Court saying a president has absolute immunity from criminal prosecution. So the Hunter Biden pardon, it changes none of this.